So this here is the RAZER LEVIATHAN V2 Pro soundbar that claims to have AI head tracking built in. It actually works. I've been using this soundbar for the last couple of months and you know, it's one of the more unique ones I think I've ever come across in my life, mainly because of the aforementioned AI head tracking sound. It's like I'm wearing a headset. It's such a surreal experience because I'm obviously not wearing headphones. So you may notice there's a couple sensors on this soundbar here, and when you cover them up, you'll also notice that it begins searching for me. But the moment I remove my hands and step back, it's gonna find my face, it's gonna turn those bits off, and now it's ready to beam the audio directly to my ears, no matter where I am in front of this soundbar. And I'm gonna try and demonstrate this as best as I possibly can using today's video sponsor, OBSBot, who sent over an AI head tracking webcam. That is also gonna follow me around whilst the soundbar does the same thing. Look at this little guy. So this here is the box that the soundbar comes in. We of course have underglow, razor chroma, RGB, LED lighting, all underneath there. And not only do you get a soundbar, you also get a massive subwoofer. This thing is so powerful, it literally needs its own power supply. Whereas the little brother of this soundbar, the Leviathan V2, doesn't need a dedicated power supply for the subwoofer, because on this one the subwoofer cable is non-detachable and just plugs into the back of the soundbar like this, alongside the actual power cable and of course your other USB-C port. And although these two soundbars may have a similar name, they are in fact very, very different. Not only is the price of the Leviathan V2 Pro almost double of the normal Leviathan V2 here, the size of the subwoofer is almost double as well, and probably the volume of the soundbar you get is also probably double. So everything is doubled in size. But is it doubled in terms of sound quality? Look at the sheer size difference between these two subwoofers. So I've just plugged in the big one into the Leviathan V2 Pro. There's a green light that's just turned on, indicating that it's powered up, it's connected to the actual soundbar, and we're ready to go. One thing for sure though that has not been improved on the Pro model are the connectivity options. Now bear in mind, both of these can connect to your phone or any other device via Bluetooth and USB-C. However, if you look at the connectivity options between the non-Pro and the Pro model, well, they're pretty much the same, other than the fact that, sure, you get a headset pass-through port on the Pro model. But you would think on a soundbar that costs this much money, you would at least have an optical port, maybe HDMI eARC. What if you don't want to use it for your setup anymore or a PC anymore and you want to use it in your living room, hooked up to your TV? I don't think you could do it because there's just no connectivity options other than like Bluetooth. I suppose you could Bluetooth the soundbar to your TV. Now with the Leviathan V2 Pro, I have found a specific setting, I suppose, that sounds really, really nice, and that's like the EQ settings. When you set them to this, what I'm showing you on screen now, yo, the soundbar instantly sounds a million times better. Like, it goes from an okay sounding soundbar, sort of like everything being very flat and almost like, I don't know, dampened under something, to having some clarity and the audio actually sounding really, really nice. Like, it just opens it up. The moment you adjust these EQ settings, it just becomes a completely different soundbar. And when you play around with the actual audio modes, you can sort of fine tune it to what you're doing at that particular time. You can set it to stereo, you can set it to virtual headset, virtual speakers, or room fill. The middle two is where it gets interesting. Turn the webcam on. Let's fire up Counter-Strike 2 and see if this soundbar, using the virtual surround headset features, can be a replacement for an actual headset. I feel like I'm in the future using this webcam. It's crazy. And I could probably more or less get away with using this webcam as like a dedicated camera to film videos with. Like, this looks nicer than my actual camera right now. And it's got face tracking, and you can pause the face tracking at any position. So now the webcam is locked in place and it could genuinely like work with you as you're filming a video. I could have probably done with using something like this in my room tour video, in the gaming setup tour, because I could just walk around my room and the camera would follow me. It's like having like a dedicated camera person following you around your room, but it's just a webcam. And I wonder if it can zoom in from all the way there. So head to the sponsored link in the pinned comment down below to find out more about the OBSBot Tiny 2 4K AI powered webcam and save some money off your purchase by using my exclusive discount code, which is also down there. What's also kind of neat is that the soundbar itself has its own volume dial, and you can see on Windows and on the actual soundbar an indicator for how loud the audio is getting. And you can on the fly switch between stereo, virtual headset, virtual surround sound, and room fill modes, and also EQ settings by pressing these buttons. You can change your source here, and you can, I don't actually know what that button does. It does something. Chroma mode button. Oh, you can change RGB lighting on the fly. Of course, of course. How could I forget? In terms of the onboard controls on the normal Leviathan 2, the non-Pro model, they're nothing crazy. You don't quite get a volume wheel, you don't get any spatial 3D audio switches, or instead you just get volume up, down, a power button, Bluetooth, and different source. And I've not played Counter-Strike in a while, so hopefully I'm not too rusty. And I'm gonna just try and see if I can hear where the people are around me. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, we'll see. I don't know how I just kill these people. Yo, I have not played this game in forever. We're beasting out here. On stereo mode, I don't think I can hear anything. Like, it's... Now, we've enabled the virtual headset, not surround sound, just like the virtual headset mode. Does it actually act sort of as a headset? Ooh! It actually... This is the first time I'm trying it on a game, and... Dude! It actually works. It's like I'm wearing a headset. I'm mind blown. It's such a surreal experience because I'm obviously not wearing headphones. Like, that's really good. That's like a nice pair of headphones, but I'm not wearing headphones. What's also kind of nice, I suppose, is that I have literally a subwoofer like on my table here. It sort of adds to the immersion. Right, let's switch it to virtual surround sound. But you know, the normal virtual headset one was really good. In terms of like hearing sounds from, you know, they're coming from my left or my right, like it was really on point. Oh, hi. Oh, 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 oh. What a shot! I just heard someone there. I'm like, oh shoot, there. Let me turn it to room fill. Oh, okay. That's instantly different. Yeah, there's no spatial audio on room fill, no. Like expected. Put it back to stereo. Well, stereo is basically like similar. But all I can say is that like it genuinely feels like I'm wearing headphones. Like it does, even though that sounds like such a silly thing to say, because I'm listening to audio through a freaking soundbar. Even though this feature may be a bit of a gimmick on paper, it's like, yo, this is legit. It's like a proper feature, and it's not bad. It's surprisingly good. And I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd be saying this. I genuinely didn't think like it would actually perform well in a game like Counter-Strike. But it does. Somehow it does. I can hear the chicken. I could hear where the chicken was. I am, without a doubt, impressed. Like, if you're someone that doesn't like wearing headsets for whatever reason, you know, you don't find them comfortable, you don't want to mess your hair up, picking something like this up is like having a headset in terms of the spatial awareness and sound, but you're not wearing one. It's a soundbar. This has to be one of the wildest products I think I've ever reviewed. I gotta take my hat off to you, Razer. For that one feature, this is like, without a doubt, an awesome soundbar, just because of that one feature. Oh, this little Leviathan V2 looks so dinky compared to the Pro one. I hear audio, I hear gunshots obviously, but in terms of spatial awareness, I have no idea. The audio doesn't quite translate the same on this like the way it did on the Pro model. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I can't hear where anyone is around me. I can hear things, but it's just, you know, there's not like spatial awareness. I ain't got a clue what's going on. And I want to put a pair of headphones on. Or switch back to the other soundbar, because that literally done such a good job. The one thing the little one still has going for it though is the bass is out of this world. Even through this littler subwoofer and smaller soundbar, it still actually sounds pretty decent for music. Yeah, I gotta say, music on the Pro does also sound a fair bit better, especially like the way you can play around with the virtual headset modes and everything, and it all sort of adds to like more of a complete package, I suppose. Like, it makes it so much more of a unique soundbar compared to just probably anything else out there on the market. Thank you again to the ObsBot team for sending me their Tiny 2 4K AI powered little webcam here to help with the production of today's video. This is going to be a product that is going to be staying in my setup going forward, and you can probably see why. Because for once, it's actually a webcam that looks good. Crazy, right? But if you want to find out more about my gaming setup, then watch this video next, where I've recently done a full room tour going over all the bits of tech I use day to day, my peripherals, my table, the monitors, all of it is in this video here.